Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'll be making chewy chocolate chip cookies. So to start with, we have to beat 2 sticks of butter, soften so it's easier to beat. And then we add 1 cup of granulated sugar and a cup of brown sugar. So using an electric mixer, we're going to beat all these 3 ingredients until creamy. So just start it on slow so the dry ingredients doesn't splatter around. Increase the frequency a little bit. And make sure all the stuff that gets stuck to the side, make sure to scrape it so the ingredients is well distributed. Okay, start it again. Okay, now the batter looks creamy. And now we are going to add 3 teaspoons of vanilla. And 2 eggs. Okay, so now continue mixing it. And scrape the sides again. So as you can see, my batter looks really runny. It's because I left the butter out on room temperature all day, but it doesn't have to be that runny. As long as the butter is soft, it should be good enough. But this batter should still be okay, even if it's runny, because I can put it in the fridge to get a little harder later on. Of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 1 teaspoon of baking soda. And we are going to add it in our mixing bowl. Just little at a time. So just start on slow, and then you can increase the rate once it's mixed already. Start on low. And increase the frequency as you go. Okay, make sure you scrape the side. And now you can add 24 ounces of semi-sweet chocolate chip. It's up to you if you'd like to use the small ones or the mini ones. It don't matter. I'm only using a Great Value brand from Walmart because it's the same quality as the name brand. Okay, and now continue mixing it. Okay, so the recipe calls for 24 ounces of semi-sweet chocolate chips, but I'm only using half of that because I don't want too much chocolate on my chocolate chip cookies. And as you can see, I don't have as much chocolate chips in there because I like to be able to taste the bread part of the cookie. I like my cookie really soft and chewy, and this recipe has really good bread. And now we can start baking it. So after making the batter, you can start forming it into small balls, depending on how big you like your chocolate chip cookie to be. Mine is about the size of a ping pong ball. I think it's about 2 to 3 tablespoons of cookie batter. If after making the batter, it seems really sticky and it keeps sticking to your hand each time you try to form it, you can put it temporarily in a Ziploc bag and throw it in the fridge. Once the batter hardens a little bit, it will be easier to form and it won't be as sticky. So I'm not gonna be using a parchment paper this time because I'd like to try out this new non-stick baking pan that I just bought online. But before I had this, I used to just have a regular baking pan. It's not non-stick, so I would always use this pre-cut parchment paper. I'm not a big baker, so this is what I used to use. I got it from Walmart. It's the pre-cut Reynolds parchment paper. It has 22 pieces in a small box. It is super cheap. It only costs about $3.50. And for one sheet, you can even reuse it up to 3 times. So I think if you're not really big on baking, I think this is the best thing to use because it's not as expensive compared to buying a big roll of parchment paper. Plus this one also does not curl up. If you use it, it lays flat, so it's very convenient. So I will be baking these on 325 Fahrenheit. I usually bake it between 12 to 15 minutes or just until you see the edges starting to turn brown. As you can see, the edges are brown. That's the indicator that your chocolate chip is ready and that you can take it out of the oven. I baked this for 16 minutes, a little longer than I usually bake it for, but I think it's still going to be a soft, chewy cookie. For people who like their chocolate chip cookies to be crispy, you just have to bake it a little longer until it turns brown all the way. So our chocolate chip cookie has cooled down. Now I'm going to try it. I'll just try a small piece. So as you can see, it's really soft, but the edges, it's crispy. And this is how I usually like my chocolate chip cookie.